Look, I know y'all saw Black Panther. We all saw Black Panther. It wasn't just a movie, it was a cultural event, period. And ever since it dropped, there's been one debate that keeps popping up in the barbershops, on the timeline, at the cookout, that Killmonger was right. Now hold up, I personally don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not here to say I agree or disagree. The movie makes it real clear he's the villain, and his methods were wild. But you can't just dismiss why so many black folks heard what he was saying. You gotta understand the nuance, you gotta understand the why. So let's break down the history, not the comic book, but the real history that made that character's pain resonate. At the heart of it, Killmonger's beef was this. Wakanda had all this power, all this technology, all this vibranium. And for centuries, while black people all over the globe were being colonized, enslaved, brutalized, and hunted, Wakanda just hid. They sat on their power. And to a brother from Oakland who grew up seeing the results of that oppression, that ain't just isolation, that's betrayal. Now let's take it out of the movie. Let's talk real life. For the last 500 years, the entire continent of Africa, the richest continent on Earth in resources, has been carved up, exploited, and drained. They call it colonization, but what it was a smash and grab. They came for the gold, the rubber, the diamonds, the cobalt, the oil, and they came for the people. They destroyed kingdoms, drew lines on maps that made no sense, and installed systems to keep the wealth flowing out. And black people across the world, we understand this. We understand that if our resources are there, there's always somebody who is coming to get it. We've watched it happen for generations. We see it still happening, where foreign powers and corporations are getting rich off African resources while many of the people on the ground stay poor. So when a character shows up and sees this one African nation that beat the system, one nation that's not poor, that's not weak, that's the most powerful place on earth, and it's still doing nothing to help its people, to protect its family, that hits a nerve. It hits a nerve because it's a question black folks have been wrestling with politically for a long time. What is the point of black power if it isn't used to protect black people? Again, I ain't talking about his methods, but his diagnosis, his grief, his rage. That came from a real place. It came from the pain of colonization. It came from watching the resources of an entire people get stripped. He was the one who was abandoned, looking at the family who had it all and asking them, why ain't you do nothing? And that's a question that a whole lot of us are still asking. This is your boy, Marcus Farrell, live. Follow, like, and